It's in fact our privilege, the privilege of all persons who had assembled here to hear you on this wonderful topic. This lecture will definitely stay back with us for years to come, and many, many years to be there. So as you said, you will carry as one of the best lectures, best sessions which you had. We will carry as one of the best lectures which we had heard in the years to come. The way you have took us through the process from 1950 to 2025 as to the constitutional march and setting out the importance of this Madras High Court would be a real lesson for the law students who had come here. Thank you very much for having graced this occasion and accepted our invitation and set the tone for the years to come insofar as the annual lecture is concerned by the R. Krishnamoorthy Endowment is concerned. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I invite Mr. G. Maslamani, Senior Advocate, to speak amongst us.
Honorable Justice Kalifullah, after you spoke about R. Krishnamoorthy, what is left out? Justice Arvind Dattar, after you spoke about the Constitution and the contribution of Chennai, what is left out? But there is one thing left out, I will tell now. So far as I am concerned, I will have to speak few words about R. Krishnamoorthy. Before I start my few-minute speech, I am not going to give a lecture and stand in between you and the lunch. Arvind Dattar, while he was speaking about the constitutional First Amendment, which was piloted by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, basic amendment under Article 19, relating to freedom of speech, and that's how the reasonable restriction came to the Constitution after 19. And also right to property, Jamindari abolition, and the reservation. I am not going to give a lecture on that. The constitutional First Amendment came in 1 year and 5 months before the Parliament. What was that Parliament? The Parliament was the Constituent Assembly. After the Constitution was passed, the Constituent Assembly became the interim Parliament until the first general election was held. It is the interim Parliament as the Constituent Assembly has passed the Constitution. And no sooner the Constitution was passed, the government faced several challenges under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The foremost challenges was about the freedom of speech and freedom of expression and unlimited, and which with Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Ambedkar, Rajendra Prasad, Vallabhbhai Patel, everyone wanted that. That is why it came in Article 19. But however, when they started the government, they found it would not be practically possible to continue with that kind of freedom. So therefore, Panditji, within 1 year and 5 months before the same Constituent Assembly converted into Parliament, introduced the First Amendment, in my opinion. The First Amendment is the backbone of the Indian Constitution today, which is keeping India going. But for the first constitutional amendment, India would have been broken. There might have been revolution. There might have been anarchy in this country. Without reservation, without Jamindari abolition, without reasonable restriction on freedom of expression, and the country would have gone to dogs today. He said that India is one of the long constitutions which survived longer than many of the constitutions in the world today because of Panditji's contribution. The background in which Panditji introduced the constitution was Panditji was attacked by everyone. Any students are there? The constitutional First Amendment, if you go into the various speeches of the Parliament, I do not want to mention the names. There is severe attack against Panditji, stating that he was a despot. He is an autocrat. He doesn't believe in democracy. These are all the attack mounted against him in the parliament. But he still said, when he said, why don't you wait until the general election is over? Let us have the adult suffrage as an answer to this. Why are you moving it? Panditji said, it cannot brook any delay, therefore I am moving. So Panditji moved the constitution amendment. And of course, Arvind Dattar said very lightly about the lawyers. Panditji came fretting and fuming to the parliament. The lawyers in India has kidnapped and purloined the Indian constitution. That is the exact word he spoke. The lawyers kidnapped and purloined the Indian constitution. He said, every high court, the government suffered. Jamindari Abolition Act was struck down in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. Reservation was struck down in Chennai High Court. In Bombay High Court, many protective legislations against unlimited freedom of speech was struck down in Bombay High Court. Several of the communists were released. And 20 of the communists in Salem jail were shot down. 178 were injured immediately after that. All these things have happened. Jawaharlal Nehru did it. Single man. Looking back after 75 years, who is right and who is wrong? And nobody can say today, Panditji was wrong. And only one thing, Arvind Dattar left. When as soon as the parliament passed the constitutional first amendment, it was sent to the president, Rajendra Prasad, for his assent. Rajendra Prasad, one of those who opposed it, saying that the amendment should wait until the general election. So Rajendra Prasad was perplexed. What to do now? Am I to sign? Then Rajendra Prasad raised the very subtle issue, because any constitutional amendment will have to be passed by both houses of parliament. There is only one house today, there is second house is not there. Second house will come only after the first general election. Am I to sign it as a valid constitutional amendment or not? And he has to find the answer. And he could find the answer only from Madras. It was Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, who was a member of the Constitution Drafting Committee, who drafted the same law. When Rajendra Prasad consulted him as to what to do, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer said, you better sign. It is Alladi's advice. The Constitution First Amendment was signed by Rajendra Prasad, notwithstanding the fact it has not been passed by both houses of parliament. The constitutional requirement was not satisfied at that point of time. But Alladi, for what reason? Reason is not available, and there was a big search. What is the written advice he gave to Rajendra Prasad, that was also not known. But anyway, it is Alladi that is on record. So, one thing, contribution of Tamil Nadu to the constitutional march. Now I coming to R. Krishnamoorthy. What should I say? He is a great eminent lawyer of the Chennai High Court of the recent past. And he is one of the finest human beings we could ever see. He always moved with the entire bar, young or old, rich or poor, big or small, with absolute equanimity. He always helped all young lawyers, whoever had got any doubt, who rushed to him for the answer, for the resolution of their legal doubt. He immediately came out and expressed his views and helped him out. And R. Krishnamoorthy was an eminent lawyer. He argued before the High Court, he argued before the Supreme Court, he argued before almost all the states in the High Court, various High Courts in India. And he was the Advocate General of the state for 11 long years. He was the second one in the line because V.K.T. Chari held the post for 13 years. He is the longest Advocate General of the Tamil Nadu till date. And he was also the government leader. He is a multifaceted personality. He was a Rotarian. And Rotary, there is a very strict rule. One has to attend every meeting. You cannot absent like a lawyer taking an adjournment, not possible. Rotary will have to attend either here or there. Even if you go on tour anywhere else, you will have to find out where the Rotary meets on that day, you will have to go and meet them. So RK is very regular in spite of his very active schedule of practice and holding office. He has been attending Rotary very regularly, a Rotarian, and a very, very senior Mason, Masonic Lodge. Many of them may be Masons. He was one of the senior Masonic Lodge. And he is a man of great art and art contribution. He was president for more than 25 years in Narada Gana Sabha, one of the leading sabhas of the Tamil Nadu in Chennai, and all major artists come and contribute their artistic talents there, and he encouraged everyone, and his presidentship has given a great status to Narada Gana Sabha. Narada Gana Sabha is still functioning in great spirit. And RK, so far is only one thing I would like to tell, Bihars politics. His great attachment to the Constitution. The constitutional pages have been torn away in Tamil Nadu in some political struggle. I do not want to name anything. A part of the Constitution was taken and strong objection was taken to some political party, and then they tore the pages of the Constitution in public. That ended in expulsion of 19 MLAs at a stroke from the Legislative Assembly by the then Speaker, Mr. P.K. Pandya. That was challenged before the Chennai High Court. The duty fell on RK to defend that. Degards, what's the reason why RK, I had occasion to talk to him in or about that time. RK said, the one thing I am not able to digest Constitution being disrespected like this. Constitution is a great document. It is a document which keeps India together. But for the Constitution, India would have been torn out. So Constitution at any cost will have to be protected. I will fight tooth and nail to uphold this. Not political reason. For the simple reason, the Constitution cannot be disrespected. He argued very vehemently, very elucidated arguments, very intellectual arguments, and very emotional arguments as well in the court. And it was upheld. The expulsion is upheld. The matter went up to Supreme Court. Supreme Court also, RK was there. It was upheld with the Supreme Court also. That is his great attachment to the Constitution. And that's how he has been a great advocate of the Chennai High Court. He is a very learned person, very erudite in constitutional law, and he has argued several thousands of cases in the state for a long tenure. And hundreds of cases have been reported in various law journals in Tamil Nadu, and young lawyers can go into and read all of them. It will give a deep insight to law. And in his name, a foundation has been created by his son. Really very nice of him. And that too in Dr. Ambedkar Law University. To perpetuate his memory and perpetuate his contribution to the march of law, and to encourage all youngsters to come to this profession, practice law, to contribute to the national well-being, because law is the backbone of any organized cultured society. Without law, it will be anarchy. So it is the lawyers who contribute to the cultural development and integrity of the state. by administration of law in all courts. Judges, however great they may be, I have greatest respect for all the judges, however great they may be. It would not be possible for them to do justice without the assistance of lawyers, because for one case to argue, we read several days and go and present every fact and law before the court. A judge will have to dispose of 10 to 20, 100 cases a day. You cannot expect judges to read everything. It's not possible. Somebody will have to read and come and tell them what is the right position, what is the correct fact, what is the correct law, what is the latest law. Therefore, it is the lawyers who contribute the greatest possible for the nation's law and order situation and the greatest contribution to its march in every aspect of law. That's why Sundareswarar has thought fit, there shall be a foundation in the name of RK, so that it to perpetuate the memory and to contribute to the rule of law in this country. And Ambedkar University has done that. The Chancellor is there. I am really grateful and congratulate them for doing that. Congratulate them for doing that. One day, someone went to a cemetery. There he found a tombstone. In the cemetery there will be a lot of tombstones. Christian cemetery there will be a lot of tombstones. There it was written, a gentleman and lawyer are buried here. A gentleman and lawyer is buried here. He immediately counted how two persons are buried under one tombstone. So therefore it is found, said, at least to have a dig at the lawyers, and lawyer cannot be a gentleman. But in RK's case, he has proved a lawyer could be a gentleman. R. Krishnamoorthy is a lawyer and a gentleman. You cannot find a better gentleman than RK. And RK had done a great sacrifice to the state for being an Advocate General for 11 years. I could not continue for more than 3 years. He continued for 11 years under two regimes. The day he demitted the office of the Advocate General, all his juniors, including me, in great jubilation, took him from the advocate's office in a great procession to his law chamber 65 and distributing sweets to all because he demitted the office. Because it's very difficult. And such a great senior counsel being dominated by the state alone, we could not accept. He wanted RK services for the whole bar. So therefore we celebrated it. And more than 100 people went back. What is happening here? Good procession from High Court to 65 law chambers. That was a great event. I could remember that. To me, he is a friend, philosopher and guide. And when I came here, Justice Govindarajan told me that RK moved his enrollment. Then after moving his enrollment, and when he came out, he appears to have advised him, Mr. Govindarajan, please see, law is a very difficult profession. It is a long gestation. And you'll have to bear with that and then continue. And Govindarajan became a judge, very famous judge of this High Court. He is here. Then one more thing he said, during your practice as a lawyer, you will have rich people, you have very poor clients, you should treat all of them alike. And you cannot charge all of them alike. Treat them all of them alike. And charge them according to their capacity. Never say no to anyone. Appear for all. What a sagacious advice he has given to RK Govindarajan. He just now remembered and tell me, I have told several, I am telling you now. This is the greatness of RK. So far as I am concerned, making a personal note, Chief Justice of the High Court invited me to become a judge. I was not very much interested because I was interested more in money than judge. I was earning a good lot of money at that point of time. I am not interested in leaving my practice and go. But anyway, Chief Justice has invited me, I cannot say. So I went to RK and sought his advice. He said, when the Chief Justice invites, you cannot say no. When the Chief Justice invites, you cannot say no. It's your duty to go and say accept. So I accepted it, and it was already approved and then came up to Chief Prime Minister's table. At that point of time, then my good friend, then Moopanar, the president of the Tamil Nadu Congress Committee, and Mr. P. Chidambaram and S.R. Balasubramaniam called me and told me, we have already recommended your name for being an additional Solicitor General of India, first additional Solicitor General of India for South India. And if you accept it, the post will remain in High Court. If you do not accept it, it will go to Jayaraman, another contender for Karnataka. So you have to accept it. I told them my name is already recommended, is advanced stage of being accepted, what to do. Then again I ran to RK and consulted him what to do now. This is my position. RK said, you can contribute in bench, you can also contribute at the bar. It's a great privilege for the Chennai High Court to have additional Solicitor General post in the High Court. You accept that. Then I accepted it. Therefore I am before you today. That's why I said the Krishnamoorthy, he gave right advice. And he not only to me, for all lawyers. And he has been so kind to all his juniors. One of the juniors is there on the days. And so many judges, former Chief Justices are here, former judges are here. That itself shows the greatness of RK. And I really thank the organizers, Mr. Om Prakash here. Om Prakash is always in the shadow, but he does everything, for organizing this beautiful function. And all the youngsters should follow RK as a role model. When the power is high, you should be very low. The power should sit on your shoulders very, very lightly, or if possible, not at all. Power, when it is there, it shall sit your shoulders very lightly, or not at all. That is the motto, that is what RK preached. All through he was the top Advocate General. He never behaved like I am a great man. And he is always run to first to help. And he was the president of the Bar Association, and very difficult period. I should also say that, what is wrong in saying that? When there was an attack in the lawyers in the High Court premises, several lawyers were very seriously injured, you know that. And one of the judges has also suffered. So the whole bar is agitated, and there is more than 2 months the High Court was not functioning. And RK was the president of the Bar Association, and unfortunately or fortunately, I happened to be the Advocate General. He was on the other side supporting the lawyers, I am on the other side supporting the government, which attacked all the lawyers. So it landed up in a big case before the High Court, in a division bench. So whether the attack against the lawyers were justified or not was being heard by a division bench of the Chennai High Court. RK, leading the bar, was arguing very vociferously, very strongly, very emotionally in that court. Their bench, yes, Khalifullah was there. Then as an Advocate General, there are thousands of lawyers there in the Rajamanar Hall, thousands. There was not enough space for me to go. I am the only one to support the government. There is no one else at that point of time. I am going all alone in the crowd, which is very, very violent at that point of time, very angry, quite naturally, justifiably. Anyway, the lawyers thought fit that he is an innocent fellow, so let us give way to him. I walked across, they gave me a way to go. Someone advised me that he may also attack. I said, all right, it's my duty to go and defend the government. Yes. Then I went to the court. Then I started, RK completed the argument, and I started the argument. When I started the argument, the entire lawyers gathered in the court, it was the second court, would not permit me to argue. They are shouting against me, raising their voice against me. After a few minutes, RK rose up and said that if you are not allowing your opponent to argue this case, then it is not a court, it is not a case. How do you expect justice to be done? The Advocate General has come to defend the state. He is entitled to defend the state. I would request you, all of you, to keep quiet and hear his argument. It is for the judges to decide, not for you. If you are not willing to hear patiently, I will not defend. Please understand, your cause will go in default. I request you, keep silence. There fell the silence. I argued the case, came out very safely because of RK. Still I am alive and arguing before you. In that melee I would have got something other. Why I am saying this, RK has commanded the whole respect of the entire bar. I think no other lawyer could ever think of it at that moment. So his greatness, his simplicity, his affection, everything counts. So therefore he was respected, and we all say, long live RK's name and fame, and all youngsters and us follow his footsteps. He is a beacon light of legal history of the state, and he is a role model. Let us follow him. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for sharing all your personal memories and the words of wisdom. One important line which I liked is that carrying forward RK's legacy will give the students of a confidence to get into the profession. Of late, we mostly see that law students are not much interested in litigation practice. Many of them are thinking about employment, many of them are thinking about various other avenues. So that is also being projected as one of the opportunities which the law students get. So these words of wisdom as to following the footsteps of RK will give you the confidence of being a good lawyer is for the students to be taken. Thank you very much, sir, thanks for being with us in this wonderful program and sharing many of your memories. Before we go to the last session of giving the vote of thanks, one information which the senior advocates wanted me to share is that to just carry forward what Mr. Dattar was saying about challenges to the tribunalization, there is one new petition which a few seniors have got into and challenge about the sports tribunal being established. So that petition is likely to be moved next week before the Madras High Court. So now I invite Professor Dr. Gauri Ramesh, Registrar of Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University to render the vote of thanks.
Honorable Mr. Justice F.M. Ibrahim Khalifullah, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice K. Kumresh Babu, Judge, Madras High Court. Respected Mr. G. Maslamani, sir. Mr. Arvind B. Dattar, sir. Mr. E. Om Prakash, sir, Senior Advocates, Madras High Court. Mr. K. Sundareshwaran, sir. Honorable Justice Bharatidasan, sir, the convener of a convener committee of Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University. Esteemed Chief Justices of and judges of various high courts, members of the bar, office bearers and members of the prestigious MBA, legal scholars, dean, HODs, faculty and students of Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, good afternoon to one and all present here. I deem it a great privilege as a registrar to offer this vote of thanks on behalf of the esteemed the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University. We are immensely thankful to Honorable Mr. Justice F.M. Ibrahim Khalifullah for gracing this inaugural lecture and presiding over the event. Lordship, your presence lent gravity and distinction to the proceedings, and your words have provided invaluable guidance to the legal minds guided here. Thank you, Lordship. We extend a heartfelt thanks to Honorable Mr. Justice K. Kumresh Babu for joining us today and for kindly consenting to felicitate the guests. Lordship, your kind gesture reinforces the strong bond between the bench, the bar, and the academia. Thank you once again, Lordship. A profound gratitude goes to our esteemed keynote speaker, Mr. Arvind P. Dattar, Senior Advocate. Sir, your address on the March of Constitutional Law, the unknown and remarkable role of the Madras High Court, was nothing short of brilliance. Sir, you illuminated the significant contributions of this prestigious High Court to the evolution of India's constitutional jurisprudence, providing us with a renewed sense of pride and historical context. Thank you, sir, for this deeply insightful and scholarly delivery. Thank you, sir. Our special thanks also goes to most respected Mr. G. Maslamani, sir, the Senior Advocate, for his insightful address, which seamlessly complemented the lecture and provided the necessary practical perspective from the heart of the Madras Bar. He once again highlighted the legal luminary, Mr. R.K.'s legacy in the Madras High Court. Thank you, sir. We extend our sincere appreciation to Mr. K. Sundareshwaran for his cordial welcome address, which set a warm and engaging tone for the morning. Thank you, sir. My sincere appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to our respected Mr. E. Om Prakash, sir, Senior Advocate and member of the Convener Committee of Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, for the seamless program coordination and for leading the event as an excellent master of ceremony. Sir, we truly value the efforts you have taken for organizing this memorable event on behalf of our prestigious university. Thank you once again, sir. We especially acknowledge the historical significance of this day, the successful launch of the inaugural annual memorial lecture under the R. Krishnamoorthy Endowment. This lecture series not only serves as an honor to a great legal mind, but also to institutionalize the culture of high-level constitutional scholarship that Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University is committed to uphold. So, now I would like to strongly record at this point, place on record in this August gathering, that this RK endowment is the one with the highest corpus fund of 25 lakhs rupees. Usually endowments in our university start from 5 lakhs up to 10 lakhs, but this corpus fund is 25 lakhs, the one of its kind. Thank you so much. We deeply appreciate and thank the family members and the trustees of the endowment for their vision and generosity in establishing this endowment, ensuring that critical legal dialogue continues for generations to come. Thank you once again, all the family members. Furthermore, this lecture title, Emphasizing the March of Constitutional Law, is a reminder that the Constitution is a dynamic, living document. Our university reaffirms its commitment to being a center where the evolutionary nature of law is constantly studied and debated. A special mention must be made of our faculty members, our dedicated administrative staff, and student volunteers whose meticulous planning and tireless efforts behind the scenes ensure the successful execution of this program. Last but not the least, I thank all the honorable judges, Justice Paul Vasantakumar, former CJ of Kashmir High Court, Justice Manikumar, former CJ of Kerala High Court, Justice Basha, Justice Bhartidasan sir, Justice Rajendran sir, Justice Kalayarasan, Honorable Justice Ramnan sir, Justice Govindran sir, judges of the Madras High Court, the other esteemed judges, dignitaries, members of the MBA, members of the bar, faculty, colleagues and students who have attended and made this inaugural lecture a resounding success. Your participation is the strongest indication of the vitality of legal scholarship in Tamil Nadu. My special thanks to the staff and administrators of the High Court of Madras for providing this wonderful venue and all the necessary logistical support. As we conclude this memorable session, let us carry forward the spirit of inquiry and commitment to the Constitution that defines the R. Krishnamurthy Endowment. Last but not the least, I thank one and all present here, and inadvertently, if I missed someone, I thank them also. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you once again.
We stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन हति नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।